Hello everyone, my name is Nick Filonchik. Today I'm going to run you through the slides I've prepared for Not GDC in 2024. Slides about the organizing a game jam or a hackathon. So let me open the slide deck. Yeah, my name is Nick Filonchik, obviously. I'm developing games from 2015. And the talk I have today is about the way how you can organize the hackathon or game jam. It's something that I've done for the organization I'm working currently, and it was quite a journey. So, for my parts, first one, the preparation part, the goals behind hackathon that you need to create so you can actually sell the idea of hackathon to your managers and the team. Then rules and expectations, they kind of evolutionally go from the goals. Then some advice on how to run hackathon, and obviously some of the information about how to present the results. So let's start from the goals. Goals behind hackathon, it's very important to have them in advance because um, they are different. They're different for the team members. They're different for the managers and leadership. And saying that I was organizing the hackathon, I actually was organizing it with some particular reasons. So these slides about the questions that I had in my head. So this is a short list of questions, 31 questions, and I can even do a short list of the short list questions. It's my particular case, my particular organization and department and team I was working on, but we were interested in checking if our SDK and the APIs were easy enough to use. Can we self-organize? This is a question that is important for an agile coach like me. And do we have enough people, skills, and knowledge? Basically, this is a question mostly interesting for the technical director and our HRs. But these questions and some other questions that you can come up with are the questions that could be answered during the hackathon. You will be having the examples and you will be understand how exactly it's seen. Because basically hackathon is the condition when you can actually make some stress, but it would be a controlled stress. Talking about it, basically you not only need the questions, you also can prepare some hypotheses and some experiments. Again, this is the list of hypotheses, short list of hypotheses I had in my head. Had another one with the highlighted most important things about, let's say, who could be these formal or informal leaders. I even had like an idea of names of people. Are people actually interested in this kind of work? Obviously, if you are already working in the game development company, it would be strange if people are not interested in games, but it may happen. Also, some people are not interested in the collaboration with other folks, and it would be interesting to understand why. And hackathon is a fast and quick way to know it. And obviously, some of the hypotheses are not only about the people relations, but also about the results. So you need to understand what could be the possible results, possible outcomes, because eventually it will help you with creating the rules and expectations, and also it will help you with providing guidance for people for whom this hackathon or this game jam is the first time experience, because a lot of resistance, a lot of problems that may happen during the organizing of a hackathon or a game jam is that no one knows what is a game jam. No one thinks that it could be a very valuable and interesting tool to check some of the hypotheses and instruments. So let's say you've created your list of questions, you've created your list of hypotheses. What's next? Basically, you need to somehow sell it to the people, to the managers, and to the team members. Basically, it's lots of emails, lots of presentations. What worked for me was working because it was actually a process. I spent almost 3 months talking to different people in my team, outside of my team, had various meetings, created various Confluence pages, slide deck. I built in a slide deck into a slide deck, chats and emails. Some people were firstly knowing the words hackathon or a game jam, so I needed to educate them. I've created some of the examples from my past career. I found some of the examples in the internet. So all of this information could actually provide people knowledge about what to expect from the hackathon or a game jam itself. So it's really very helpful. I really recommend to prepare it in advance and talk to different people and different teams, not only the people who are you going to work with, but also maybe IT or security, because there could be some vulnerabilities from the technical side, or HRs and the learning and development department if you have them. So they will uh, also share some of their hypotheses that they want to check, or they will use it as a learning opportunity for themselves to understand how to help with the people development. And obviously, you need to talk with directors, producers, customers, budget cost centers, to be sure that from logistical and legal part you actually can dedicate some time for your employees, for your colleagues to work not on the day-to-day work, but on the hackathon. So it's really also very important. Whew, what else? After that, rules and expectations. So I've briefly touched it. Yeah. So now you have an understanding of the goals. So you need to create a set of rules and boundaries that will help you and the team, people who are going to participate in the game jam, to actually produce some of the results. Because a lot of the times, um, a lot of creative freedom can just create friction instead of the results. So in the way how you are going to formulate rules and expectation, you need to find this right proportion of boundaries and actually creative freedom. And goals is something that really can help you. Let me just switch the slides to the examples. So um, what worked for me? According to the list of questions I shared before, I've created something like an ideal plan minimum that could be just 75% of people to just participate in the building of a game and the building of a game fast. Yeah, I'm an agile coach, so I'm interested in the fact that um, people can actually do something fast enough. And obviously, it would be cool if this fast enough something would be a result. So it would be a game. And for us, it was important to check if we can build one game using the desired SDK and our APIs. Obviously, this is this kind of plan minimum, but also together with that, we can find some missing documentation. We can resolve some of the technical debt. We can find some unused code that we can get rid of, bugs, any kind of weird processes, tools, and etc. Any infrastructure problems. These are the things that you can really do during the hackathon or a game jam if you organize it in such a way that it will be helping you. A lot of the hackathons and game jams that exist outside, they are just about some specific idea, and people are using their creative freedom. If you are talking about organizing a hackathon for a specific company or a team or department, um, then it would be much easier to sell the idea and organize it if there would be something that can kind of benefit the team and the company. It doesn't mean that instead of regular work, you just need to crunch and work on something that would be resolving the problems of the regular work, but it's still something that could be more innovative and creative. So that's why it's very important to find the correct set of questions and hypotheses that could be actually easily checked. Some other rules that I have on other slides, let me quickly go through them, around more like logistics and the ideas behind it. So let's say not everyone wants to develop a video game. Maybe they want to do some hackathon stuff, innovation, work on the technical depth, etc., etc. If it's something that is an optional activity or a team building stuff, you don't need to like mandatory ask and say everyone to develop a video game. They can do whatever they want. It's just the main idea. Let's just make a game. And it's also important to turn on this lateral thinking that if you are a software developer or if you're a manager or a QA as that, you don't need to be developer as that, QA manager for the hackathon. You can switch the role. Maybe you always wanted to do 3D models. Maybe you always wanted to check some of the technologies that you are not using anymore, or test something. It's fine. It's totally fine and acceptable during the hackathons. Talking about even more logistics, sometimes I've mentioned it in the beginning. There could be like legal rules. Maybe your building is not available 24/7. Maybe you don't have access to some of the resources. Maybe you cannot use code or the software that is under commercial license. So these are the things that you need to agree. Obviously, the thing you need to agree with your inner customers and budget centers is it actually allowed to have a hackathon, because it can be 2 or 3 days when people are not working on their day-to-day work, and if it's okay if you have such a privilege and time. Obviously, having this in mind, you need to agree with team that actually maybe there is a possibility of some urgent requests that will come. Maybe something is broken on production, or there is any kind of problem, and you need to find a way how to actually switch to these tasks. Some of the other examples here on this slide are touching other topics, but you need to think about your situation, your department, and your team. Talking about expectations. Expectations are coming from the rules, and expectations are coming from the goals. It's something that will help you to not only sell the idea of hackathon, but actually to enforce the right behavior about actually we are doing it to have fun. Actually, we are doing it to explore some of the brainstorming techniques, or practice work under stress, or get more knowledge and investigate new tools. So a lot of different things that could be done during hackathon. And this is not only for the selling the hackathon idea, it's also something to continue think during the hackathon, during running the hackathon, because people will come back to you with questions. Is it okay if I will be using this like approach? Is it okay if I'll break something so I can build something else? It's fine. It's this kind of chaos and anarchy is a fun part, and also yes, it's a stress, but it's a controlled stress. It's something that can help you with building resilience. So we've done the part about the goals. We've done the part about the rules. Let's talk about running the hackathon. So if you are organizing a hackathon, especially for the first time, and people who are doing the hackathon and the game jam are also doing it for the first time, you'll need to think about it in advance and provide enough guidance for each of the steps. You will need to support with all of the activities. Below, I'll show some examples. So very simple thing is actually having a schedule ahead, so people will understand how exactly hackathon will be happening. When are you going to do the introductions, when you need to do the ideas, brainstorming, pitching, team formation, and actual work. So just knowing ahead of time that these are the steps that you are going, or your teammates are going to have during the hackathon or game jam, can actually break this fear of unknown, and people, especially if they see it much in advance, will be just easier to go, knowing that now we are not doing some like complete chaos and complete anarchy. Now we are in the ideas brainstorming phase, or now we are in the team formation phase. So it's fine. Talking about the generating and presenting ideas, for a lot of folks, it could be strange and uncomfortable immediately doing something just was something that was just created because the standard approach in the game development is about very waterfall approach of big phase of pre-production thinking, etc. We're talking about the game jams, we're talking about the ideas that could be done very fast. So a lot of the time people even don't understand how to generate an idea very fast and quick. Here are just the examples of asking ChatGPT or using some of the generators to generate game idea. But of course, there are lots of creative people that can create an idea just like in a second. these tools and some other tools are just for people to be inspired for. For formation of a team, it's another very common topic and question that people are raising, because maybe they are working already in team or several teams, and they want to keep these teams, or maybe they want to work on some specific thing, specific tool or process or progress with somebody in team, and they kind of agree on whatever would be the topic. So here are three different options. The first one is actually people can organize into teams during the idea creation. Maybe there are some friends that always wanted to work on some specific topics. Another option is actually after, let's say, everyone created the ideas, or everyone who could create an idea created an idea, and then they present the ideas. Maybe people in the audience will immediately understand, aha, I want to work with Nick, because Nick is such a cool agile coach and is presenting cool presentations. And obviously, you can also facilitate the process of creation teams. Um, let's say you can do a list of people and skills that are available, and people can organize in just by skills. Or you can start voting for ideas and decide that we will make games only according to like 2, 3, or 4 ideas. Or you can just kickstart a brainstorming. Some of the important things here I highlighted with blue is that it would be really cool if the authors of ideas can help with facilitating the team formation. Like on the football or soccer sport ground, you can just find your mates and some other folks standing near and say that, okay, I'm taking John. Another team leader saying, I'm taking Bob, and you just do it one by one. Maybe some people already understand whom they want to see in their teams, and it's also fine. And another remark is actually, for the first hackathon, don't try to build big teams, and don't try to build and create a lot of teams. Optimal team size for a hackathon could be around 3 or like 8 people, and that should be enough. Basically, 8 is even too much if these are the people who never worked together before. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Planning and prototyping. A very simple slide with the mirror and whiteboard. Whatever is working for your folks already, if there is an agreed process of how they plan and prototype, do it. Obviously, there is no need in like organizing sprint plans, release plans, etc., etc. But maybe some of the ways of working can be actually taken into the hackathon. Next slide is about the ChatGPT advice on how to plan and prototype in like a small amount of time. You just need to understand that whatever the teammates and teams are going to work on, it should be done fast. It should be done fast, and the results should be presented at the second or the third day of the hackathon. So whatever are the ideas behind planning and prototyping, it should be helping with delivering things fast. And finally, there could be some development and organizing questions, again, mixed with logistics. Let's say how teams are going to synchronize, if they're remote or hybrid or in the same office. Do you have access to the building? Will they have version control? Will they be creating builds and testing it every day and every part or not? Do all of you have needed tools, accesses, permissions? How to work with remote and hybrid setups? So all of these questions. And obviously, resourcing could be also a very valuable concern. So for some prototypes, for some work, for the results, you also need arts, 3D models, some parts. So I really recommend to share examples in advance. So here is just the list of places where you can get it for free, but you can also prepare them with the help of your other colleagues. So let's say everything is finally done. You run the hackathon, every team presented their results, cool. But presenting results is actually an opportunity not only to check the hypotheses and questions, but also to build bridges among people and celebrate the collaboration, not only inside of the team and department that you've been having the hackathon. You can actually say thanks to everyone who helped you with organizing and running the hackathon. It's really very important, and it will also provide an opportunity, let's say, for the HRs and L&D departments to understand better the day-to-day work of the developers. It could be also beneficial for other teams in your company to understand, so this is how the hackathons and game jams are done. This is how we can try implement some of their ideas in our day-to-day work. So it's really something that is not only for your team, your department, and your work as a organizer of the hackathon. It's something that is very beneficial for the entire organization, and I really, really, really recommend to share the results of your hackathon or game jam with as much people as you can. You can even create a talk on the non-GDC conference. So what worked for me? We've created 3 meetings afterwards with sharing the results during the demos and show and tells. Extra 12 emails and email chains sent back to the IT, security, HR, L&D directors and customers with the not only results, wonderful slides of the games that were built, but also with answers to the questions and hypotheses. If we really have everything fine with our tech stack, if every security vulnerability worked fine or not fine, if we need any support from HRs or L&D to actually build the career development plans and make some, I don't know, extra qualifications or order some courses for people, and etc., etc. So basically, this is why it was really important to create goals, rules, and expectations, so you can actually benefit from not only the results in your team, but you can also share it with the people that were involved from the organizational part. So they will see that actually hackathon is not only for having fun, even having fun is even though the having fun part is very important, but also they see that you get the results from it. You understand that, yeah, most probably we are not ready to work under stress. So next time when the real problem will happen, we need to be better prepared. Or you understand that actually working hybrid and remote is not worse than working in the office, because everyone who was working hybrid or remote created the same or even better results than the people that were working in the office, so on and so forth. So basically, all of these findings could be shared. Some of them are more interesting for guys from IT, some of them are more interesting to security, HRs, directors, and that's why you may need like different ways of communicating and sharing the results. But I really, really recommend to share the results. Maybe next year we will create a presentation for non-GDC or any other presentation, and I will be really very glad to leave you comments and say, yeah, cool, cool. I was really glad to see it. And for now, I guess this is it. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comment section. But for now, I'm done. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.